Hey, what is up there, guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of The Evolve. How you guys doing on today? You know what? I'm doing all right. We need to get right into it. I told you guys we got quite a few things to talk about. Now, I won't be before you long, but okay, so you guys know that Nick Cannon, he has his own podcast now. Now, on his podcast a little while back, you all know that he had said some anti-Semitic things and came up with some stuff about the Jews, and he ended up getting canceled. He did get canceled. Now, cancel don't mean you become a bum and cancel culture got you and you're a nobody now. But cancel culture, basically all they got to do is attack you either emotionally or financially. If they get you in one of those things, you've been canceled. So with Nick Cannon, they got him in both. You know, he went on Twitter, basically cancel culture, they start working. They go on the social media and they go on hyperdrive. They contact investors, they contact you, they in your DMs. And basically, Nick Cannon, he responded emotionally with so many tweets, and then he had changed up his podcast. He had Jews on his podcast. He was apologizing, and not just that, he lost his show Wildin' Out. So it affected his pocket, and it affected him emotionally. So cancel culture wins. He still had a lot of money, but that's just considered a win. But one thing that happened back then, and that's what I want to talk about, is that he lost his show Wildin' Out, but he still had The Masked Singer, which was produced by and created with Fox. Now, Fox, when all of that happened, Fox was like, we're going to take like a 3-week break. They took like a 3-week break with all that. Then they announced that, hey, we stand with Nick Cannon. We're going to have him back on the show. They didn't drop him. So, but here's the thing. Y'all know in those 3 weeks what they were doing? They were fishing. They were looking for somebody. They were looking to see if we can get somebody else to fill in as a host. And I think that they couldn't find anyone. So that's when they came back and said, no, we stand with Nick. Because check this out. Because after the whole thing with Nick, then they did make contact with Bow Wow, Bow Weezy, Little Bow Wow. You just don't know, like mine. So they did contact Little Bow Wow. Now, Little Bow Wow, he just announced that he will be taking over and be hosting The Masked Singer. The podcast, though. The Fox set Bow Wow up with a podcast called The Masked Singer Podcast, which appears after The Masked Singer show. Why would they do that? But here's the thing. What they're not telling you is, here's what I came up with. Why would they have a Masked Singer podcast? I mean, Masked Singer is all about the masks and people seeing behind the masks, and who cares? What they're trying to do is they're trying to groom Bow Wow, and trying to groom him so that he can come this line of, I need to say that different, grooming, coming. Okay, let me say it a little bit different. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to build him up. They're trying to train him up to eventually take over The Masked Singer. That's what I see. Because Nick Cannon has his podcast and it's popping. And they see him as a liability, a loose cannon. Eventually he's going to say some stuff that people are going to get mad at and that they're going to get canceled at. So the big people at Fox, the business-minded people, is like, we need to set ourselves up. Because it's going to happen eventually. And, we're going to have to go with the general public if we don't want to lose money. So if the general public don't like Nick Cannon, we're going to need a new audience. And he's going to end up saying some stuff on this podcast. His class. I mean, he just had Royce on there and they talk some stuff. So Fox people, they see it. I mean, it's a genius move on their part. It's kind of like me. If you have a head coach and you have the assistant coach. So if you happen to have to fire the head coach, then you can just say, all right, guys, the assistant coach is going to take over and no one's going to leave. People will be like, all right, we know the assistant coach. We don't rock with him. We cool with him. But if you fire the head coach and then have some new person come in that they don't know, a new head coach, then people are going to be like, nah, I ain't sticking with him. I'm leaving. So this is what the Fox people are thinking. We train him up. We have him doing this podcast show talking about The Masked Singer. And then our audience, the only people that are going to be watching the podcast Masked Singer are the people that watch the Masked Singer show. All right? They're not going to watch. No one who's a Bow Wow, even Bow Wow fans, ain't going to watch him talk about the Masked Singer. It's only going to be the audience. And Fox knows this. So they're trying to get their audience to like Bow Wow. So when they do get rid of Nick Cannon, and when they have to, and when they're forced, that transition is going to be so much more easier. They're going to be people will be like, all right, yo, we ain't going to leave the Masked Singer. You're going to still get our views and ratings. You know, we like Bow Wow. He's from the podcast back then, and I always watch his podcast. He's cool. He's going to be a great host. They're grooming. I'm just saying, guys, and this is what we think. This is how we think here at The Evolve. We don't go by trending topics. We go by my critical thinking, my inferencing, my context clues, putting everything together. So that's what I believe that's happening. So I believe that his days are numbered with the Masked Singer now, you know, with this podcast coming and Bow Wow really starting to gain the attention and the likability of the audience that they're looking for. Like I said, Fox is genius on this part. It's a good business move. I hate how this looks. I hate how my hat looks. Alright, but anyway, I like to know what y'all think. Oh, I gotta ask. Are y'all gonna watch it now? Are y'all gonna watch the Masked Singer now that Bow? I know that's a stupid question, people. I know it's a stupid question. I know some of y'all are like, yo, I ain't never watched the Masked Singer. I ain't never seen an episode when Bow Wow. When Nick Cannon have it. What makes you think I'm gonna watch a Bow Wow? You better go ahead somewhere with that little Baldy. Anyway there, guys, I thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the very next video. As always, KIP, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. I will see you guys